They come by the busload, a dozen times a day, hundreds of them. It's a grueling bus trek from Texas to Chicago in the American heartland, 2,000 kilometers from the southern border.
It took us 24 hours to get here. We made a few stops for the bathroom and for food, but now we're here.
Critics say they are pawns in a political feud. Republican Texas Governor Greg Abbott has transported 50,000 migrants on buses to sanctuary cities in the past year and a half. So far, 17,000 have ended up here in Chicago with a Democratic mayor and a Democratic governor. For many, like Maria, the ride marks the end of a months-long journey through the perilous Darien Gap between Panama and Colombia, then onto Mexico and Texas.
Crime is the reason I left Venezuela. I wanted to protect my children. I had to walk through jungle in Panama where a lot of people died. It was really hard.
With Texas increasing its bus fleet from 100 to 150, the daily buses to Chicago are expected to double, from a dozen to as many as 25, overwhelming this city already struggling to manage its new residents.
With shelters overwhelmed, 2,500 migrants as of today are living in and outside of Chicago's police stations. And temperatures are dropping, so the race to get them indoors before the brutal Midwestern winter is on.
Chicago has agreed to pay $29 million to build massive heated tent villages across the city, like these in New York. But here, in a city with a massive poverty problem of its own, many residents resent resources going to their new migrant neighbors.
I see the buses pulling in here every day, all day long. I get off at night, I see the buses still coming in. You know, how do you have other states, other cities, sending buses here? Send them back!
Responding to the crisis, President Joe Biden reversed himself this week, agreeing to spend more to build new barriers along the border. New York Mayor Eric Adams visited Mexico and Ecuador and is heading to the Darien Gap.
Our hearts are full and endless, but our resources are not.
Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson plans to visit the U.S. southern border soon. As the long journey comes to an end for many migrants, the city's work is just beginning. John Hendren, Al Jazeera, Chicago.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.